Hello everyone. In this lesson, we're going to focus on finding the missing side in right angle triangles using trigonometry circuit over. We know right angle triangle is a triangle that have a 90 degrees angle. Hypotenuse is the longest side in a right angle triangle. What is trigonometry? Trigonometry derives from the words triangles and geometry, which means it's a study of triangles. For the starter questions, could you please use your calculator or Chromebook and answer or identify the values of the following questions? Remember, they are sine, cos, tan functions. These are ratios of trigonometric functions, and we will discuss in later in the next part of the video. Make sure your calculator is set to D or degree mode and not on R or radians mode. Press pause and attempt the question on a piece of paper or exercise book. Once completed, press play to check your answers. Remember, use the fraction button for 5 over sine 72 if you don't have a calculator. If you're using the calculator in your Chromebook, then use 5 divided by sine 72 degrees. Here are your answers. Press pause and verify your answers. The answers are also on slide 3 for your reference. Firstly, let's see how do we label the sides in trigonometry. As a right angle triangle, as noted by the 90 degrees angle with a small square sign. This angle is called theta. As we know, the side opposite to 90 degrees is the longest side and called hypotenuse. The side next to the angle theta is called the adjacent side. And finally, the side opposite to theta is called the opposite side. We could use the letter H, A, and O to represent hypotenuse, adjacent, or opposite side. Now, using this as an example, please label the sides correctly for these 8 triangles. Press pause and attempt the question on a piece of paper or in your exercise book. Once completed, press play to reveal your answers. Here are the answers. Notice the angle theta is mentioned at the top here, hence this side is called the opposite side, which is opposite to it. Hypotenuse opposite to 90 degrees, and the angle next to it is the adjacent. The adjacent is not always at the base. It depends on the angle theta. I'm providing you the answers for the rest of the triangle. Please verify them now. Also, the answers are on slide 5 for your reference. Pythagoras' theorem is used to find the missing side in a right angle triangle also. Now, why do we use trigonometry? Trigonometry is used in right angle triangle, which involves one side and an angle, whereas in Pythagoras' theorem, we don't involve angle. Now, this key phrase, Sokotova, helps us to remember the three trigonometric ratios: sine, cos, and tan. Now, taking the first one, SOH, I placed a triangle similar to speed, distance, time triangle. S, the starting letter, comes over here on the left hand side, bottom. You go clockwise, which is O, and then H. Similarly, A, starting a letter of this mini phrase CAH. Going clockwise, you can start filling in the rest of the letters, which are A, H. Finally, TOA helps us to fill in and work on tan ratios. Let's look at how we can fill in the triangle. Starting letter of the small mini phrase, which is T, going clockwise, which goes O and A. Now, using these triangle, we can identify the ratios. Sine theta is the opposite over hypotenuse. Cos theta is the adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan theta is opposite over adjacent. Please press pause for a moment to look at all the three different ratios, which are sine, cos, and tan. They're also in slide 6 for your reference. Once you had a look, you can press play to look at the next part of the video. Now let's look at some of the examples. Here is an example where we need to find out the missing side. The missing side here at the base, which is x. Notice I can't use Pythagoras theorem because I don't know one of the shorter side. However, I can use trigonometry because I do know one of the side and one of the angle apart from 90 degrees is provided. Now let's start labeling. The first step would be labeling the sides. That's hypotenuse, and that's angle opposite the side opposite to the angle, which is the opposite side. Notice I did not label the adjacent side because there's no value provided in the adjacent side. And also, we don't need to identify them as there is no letter either. Now, we need to find out which ratio involves O and H. And you can look at the key phrase SOH. So sine involves O and H. We need to calculate the opposite side. So I cover the opposite side with my finger, which gives me the formula sine theta multiplied by H. They are multiplied because they are on the same line. So sine theta multiplied by H, which is equal to the opposite side. Sine theta is 62 degrees multiplied by 7, which gives you the opposite side, which is 6.18 to 2 decimal place. Make sure you provide the units for your answers. Using this as an example, please attempt this question. Press pause and attempt the question on a piece of paper or in the exercise book. Once completed, you can press play to check your answers. You've already gone through this question. Let's check the answer for this, where we're trying to find out the missing side x. Label the sides first. I don't label the side which is not required. After labeling, I find out which ratio to use. As this involves A and H, I use cos. I need to find out the value of A, so I cover it, which gives me cos theta times H is equal to A, and that's cos 37 times 13, which gives me 10.382 decimal place centimeters. Let's do one other question before you can try at least 3 questions of similar. Right, here's one other question. As usual, we label the sides, hypotenuse and opposite to the angle. I don't label the side because that's not required. There's no value provided, or there is no letter. This involves sine because it uses the opposite side and the hypotenuse. Now notice I cover H, which means the formula is O over sine theta. Notice it's O over sine theta, which means it's opposite side divided by sine theta. Now substituting the values in the formula, opposite side is 26 divided by sine 49, which gives us 34.445 centimeters to 2 decimal place. Using this as a reference, please attempt the following questions. Please attempt these 3 questions using the examples provided earlier. Use a piece of paper or exercise book to complete the questions. Once completed, you can verify the answers. Please press pause and do your working out. Once completed, press play to reveal your answer. Here's the first working out. This says I use sine ratio here, cos and tan. Here are the answers. Please note you may find these answers in slide 9, 10 and 11 for your reference. Once completed, it is important you open the attached worksheet which says Trigonometry Missing Side worksheet. The questions are given below. Ensure you type in the answer by typing the working out and provide the answer to 3 significant figures or to 2 decimal place. Make sure first you label the side and then type in which ratio you use. If you're finding it hard to label the side, you can type in what ratios you're using and provide the working out. You need to complete at least 10 questions. I repeat, you need to complete at least 10 questions showing all the working out. The extension questions are of grade 5. The extension ones are grade 5. The questions 1 to 11 are of grade 4. You may use the slide 1 to look at the success criteria. Once completed, save the completed file and attach them to the Google assignment. It's important you attach the completed version to the Google assignment. Good luck.